Now, I'm not a massive fan of conspiracy theories. There are some that I do believe. But when it comes to food, I do believe that common interests do align to push a certain narrative, a certain agenda. And if you think about it, it's not in the interest of companies like Kellogg's, like PepsiCo, like Nestle, to push for the real healthiest foods, for you to have a nutrient-rich, processed food-free diet. Their interest is in selling the food with the highest profit margins, which are almost always highly processed foods that have long shelf lives. And by the way, these three companies, Kellogg's, Nestle, PepsiCo, sponsored the recent EAT Lancet study, which recommended that we move to a more plant-based diet and eat 7 grams of meat per day. Again, I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I just think it's in their interest to push that agenda and follow the tide, which is that we should be more compassionate, in quotation marks, more compassionate, and eat less meat and less animal products. Now, I think this idea of compassion and ethical aspects of eating meat are quite personal, and I personally disagree with them, because I think humans are designed to eat meat, designed to eat animal products, designed to eat eggs, and also designed to eat plants as well, so a mixed diet of both plants and animals, because otherwise, why would it be so difficult to carry out a vegan diet without proper planning, without supplementation? Because it's not natural. It's natural for us to eat meat. But anyway, these companies, which sponsored the Eat Lancet study, it's in their interest to promote a more plant-based diet, because they don't sell unprocessed fresh red meat. They don't sell eggs. They sell processed products. They do sell animal product containing processed products, but mainly it's processed seed oils and processed carbohydrates and sugar. And they market them as vegan, vegetarian, occasionally gluten-free, all these different marketing labels to convince you that it's healthy when it's not, because they're often nutrient poor. They don't contain essential nutrients like proteins, healthy fats. They have to be fortified to actually contain micronutrients like B12, iron, folate, for example. If you look at cornflakes, they're fortified because they're naturally nutrient poor. Because people consume so much of them, it's a public health policy to fortify them to increase the availability of these nutrients in the general diet. But otherwise, without the fortification, they'd be completely useless foods. They just taste good and that's it. But it's important to be aware of these conflicts of interest. It's important to be aware of these agendas, because it helps you to manage your own health. You manage your own diet. So you understand that this continuous onslaught on meat and animal products shouldn't affect your decision to eat meat or to eat animal products, eggs, meat, fish, poultry, on a daily basis if you want to, in addition to including non-starchy vegetables, other sources of protein, other sources of healthy fats. Here's another example of a conflict of interest. In the last few months I've seen several stories about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which does great work internationally, particularly in resource-poor countries, pushing for a more plant-based diet. But Bill Gates has invested in companies that are trying to produce meat substitutes and also lab-grown meat. Again, fake foods, fake meats. So there is a conflict of interest there, because he's investing in something which will profit him, and he's pushing for a more plant-based diet, and he's supported by organizations like PETA, who oppose meat only from an ethical point of view. And you can't take at face value that his interests are completely for the benefit of society, the benefit of your health. You need to make up your own mind. You need to look at the science, which shows that meat, eggs, fish, poultry provide you with the best quality macronutrients and the best bioavailable micronutrients that you can get, definitely more than a plant-only diet. Be wary of these stories. make up your own mind and be more cynical. You don't have to believe in conspiracy theories. You just need to be a bit more cynical about what you read and what you hear, particularly with the rise in veganism and vegetarianism, which I genuinely think will be to the detriment of the health of society.